Is on the IFSC app. My name's Matt. I'll be taking you through this bouldering round. The boulders have been uncovered. They were covered up, of course, so the athletes couldn't see them as they competed on the speed. But now we get a chance to look at them as we check out men's one. That's where the athletes will be starting. Interesting set ready for you today as we look at our starting list. Noah Shiran will be out first. The athletes don't get a huge amount of time to recover between the speed and the bouldering. There is a bigger break between the bouldering and the lead. Hope you guys are good on the chat. Hope you had time to grab a coffee or a tea. Maybe some extra breakfast. Kick back, relax, stick me on in the background. I will be taking you through all the action. Grabbing guests where I can. We've got a route setter coming in to chat through some of these boulders in a couple of minutes. We find out the specifics of these routes. We check out the athletes who have qualified. 20, of course, have come through. And they're looking for those 8 places in the finals. That's our male starting list there. Jan Kritz will be out first. Some bouldering specialists, of course, within that list. A few speed climbers. Right, let's get cracking underway on men's boulder number 1. 2 athletes out first, Jan Kritz and Noah Shiran. How are you guys doing on the chat? Hope you're good. Welcome back. We've already had the speed this morning. If you want to keep updated with the current scores, then download the IFSC app. That's probably the best way to do that. It's free. Just search for IFSC on the App Store. Noah Shiran, she gets started with that toe hook techie start. Jan Kritz, he's got to do a press up to get things going for him. Hopefully he's got those shoulders warmed up. Jan Kritz, left hand fairly heavily taped. Of course, these athletes have been climbing all week. Starts to take its toll on them physically, mentally. It's all about holding it together for this final qualification round. And of course, tomorrow is the finals. I can't wait. Are you excited? Let me know in the chat below. 3 minutes 40 on the clock to do this boulder. It's up to the athletes how many times they have a go during that time. It's all about tactics. As Jan Kritz, he advances up this men's one. Busting in a big heel hook. Doesn't look too tricky for the men, this boulder, but he does foot pop out there. He's got plenty of time. A nice opener for the men, I think, just to ease things in. Meanwhile, Noah Sheran, she's on that volume. Hardly anything on that. You can see just using pure friction alone and a bit of a thumb catch, and now she's just on the volume. She's got to match it, but she does. And now a pop out to that top. Can't make it stick, although she has, of course, got the zone. So this is how bouldering works. You start at the bottom, you climb to the top. You can see on the screen there some blue lines coming out of some of the holds. That indicates where the athlete must start. There's 2 blue lines on a hold. They have to have 2 limbs. There's one, just one. It's up to them which limbs. You have to be in control on that start as well. You can't just jump onto the wall and get climbing. About halfway through each route, there's a zone, a bonus hold. That will count towards the scoring as well. And then the top is indicated by a circle with the word top in it and a blue arrow to that hold. And you have to control that hold. It's no good just slapping for it, brushing it. You have to match it with both hands and control it. 2 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. What do you guys think of these boulders? First time you're looking at them, first time the athletes are looking at them is on site. They were covered up during the speed comp to avoid anyone seeing it. As we watch a replay of Jan Kritz. See there, he touched that top, he did not control it and he did not match it, so he will not get the tick for a top. Tick for a top. Minute 24 to go, plenty of time to get a top on this. That women's boulder is complicated in terms of its movements. Goes from the right to the left, but it's fairly straightforward. It's all about this section here, this match. She goes up to the volume with that thumb catch. Welcome if you're joining us. Some of you guys have been with us from the beginning. And remember, you can comment on that live chat, say hello. Drop me a question. I can't promise to know the answer, but I can promise to find it out. Jan Kritz again, popping off that left. That's happened to him a few times. He looks steady. And then when he tries to move on, utilize that hold, that's when the foot pop comes. Bouldering qualifications, I should say, going on longer than that speed finals. It is a longer process. Jan Kritz has decided to have one more crack. He's got 22 seconds to try to top this. He calls it a day with 15 seconds to go. He's off. Let's see a new round of athletes as they come out. Things are going to get very hectic here, of course. They're climbing throughout this arena. There's 3 bouldering walls as we watch some replays. Noah Sheran. 5 minutes back on the clock. 5 minutes to climb these boulders as the next 2 enter our stage. Vanna Piccini. Peter Kjurk. Someone's asking if I ever received the pizza from Petra. No, she never sent it. No pizza for me. I've got some biscuits though right now, so I'm okay, I'm covered, don't panic. How are you guys back at home? You enjoying our competition here today? It's a long day of qualifications. They just stick me on in the background, keep updated. Have a chat amongst yourselves in that chat, let's keep things nice. I asked them to turn it on for this event. Please don't let me down. It's been great to see everyone getting involved. Chatting, talking, answering questions. So thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it. See what Vanna can do now as she nears the zone with that left hand out. Thumb catch on it. Just got to work out a way there. As you can see her trying to bring her right foot onto that left hold. Maybe foot swap. Instead, she brings her right foot up. On to the volume. Here comes the meat of her route, this volume section. Reading it in the same way as Noah did. That's our first top, Peter Kurik. 3.5 minutes to go. Good start for him. This men's boulder one doesn't seem particularly hard for them. Just a way of easing the athletes into the competition, perhaps. Looking around the stadium now, I'm very lucky enough to be able to see them all from my position, and there are some brutal boulders coming up. Lana was supposed to be in school. Does that mean you've gone to school and decided that climbing's better, or you just skived school? Go to school, kids. Definitely go to school. Maybe just Bluetooth headphone phone me. You know, disguise it under a hat or something. There are many options. Vanna Pacini on men's one. Let's see what she can do. She's got 2 minutes 40 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time as we watch a replay of Peter topping out his boulder. You can see he's got one in her right hand. He's got to match it. Toe hooks that left. Match, controls, holds it. Down he goes, back to rest. It is an advantage doing these boulders quickly, not only because the score, that could count for the score, but also because you just get a little bit more rest. You spend the full 5 minutes throwing yourself at a boulder, you have less time to rest before your next go. We will be having guests out throughout this day, especially tomorrow. Don't you worry, I'm lining some things up. Today we'll grab athletes as they come through. Got some route setters ready to chat to us as Vanna Pacini, she takes a fall. She's got 1.5 minutes, plenty of time, and she just tweaks her shoes down on the mat as we see a replay of that move. That left hand palming into the hold, muscling her way through it. And that's the volume we're talking about. Not a lot of grip. It looks totally flat from that angle, but it is slopey, very slopey in fact. If you're just joining us, welcome. The athletes have already competed in speed this morning. It's now the bouldering round, and then we have a much longer break before the lead that kicks off this evening. Arty shot of a shoe there. You can see that in the modern art gallery, couldn't you? Vanna Pacini rocking out with that left foot and pressing into the zone hold. Crimping with the right hand, taking a moment to chalk. It's up to the athletes whether they bring the chalk up a boulder. Sometimes if it's longer like this, they will choose to do so, but often they'll just chalk up at the bottom. Try to smash through. She heel hooks to get established on this volume. Matches it. She's now going to move right. Are we going to see a top here? We're not. Frustration for her with 5 seconds to go. Remember, you can keep updated with all of these scores on the IFSC page, and when the graphic flashes up on screen, I'll of course be able to keep you guys updated as well. Someone's saying in the live chat, lucky we can't smell the shoes through the broadcast. True. Thank God we don't have smell-o-vision yet. Now things get a bit more complex as more athletes come out on the stage, they move on. Remember, we're not necessarily, well, I'm not certainly in control of the camera angles here. So I'll call it as I see it, but don't worry, if anything happens off your screen that I feel you need telling about, then I'll let you know. That is Michele Smetanova. She starts off. Gav 11. That hole proving to be poppy. I can't actually see if it's dual texture from here. I don't think it is. But there you can see him brushing that hold, that offending hold. athletes brushing their own boulders because of COVID. Jan Kritz, he's on this slabby men's one. We've seen some horrible slabs throughout this competition. I say horrible, I don't mean it's bad. I mean it's horrible because they're hard. And we see some great slabs taking place on that wall. Route setters having a lot of fun. Yeah, and getting established. Instead of that first move is a slab with a jump in it. Once you're on the slab, it's all about teetering your way across the wall. Obama on the, not the Obama, but Anna Obama says, it's almost midnight and I'm watching some sick climbing. Yes, what a way to go to bed. Although this might, you know, it's not the most restful sport in the world. We have seen a top on the right-hand side off screen. There it is. That's Michela Smetanova. She makes the top. Gab 11 there, just brushing the holds, making sure everything's perfect. 2 minutes 40 to go. And let's watch that top again. Big campus bump out right. A campus is a move without using your feet. Now she gets the feet back on. A match, controls, a sigh of relief for her. This is the combined format. This is the Olympic format. So it's lead, speed, and bouldering all together. It's no good being amazing at one and rubbish at something else. You kind of have to be an all-rounder to get a sport. Although, if you qualify first for an event, so if you win the bouldering qualification round or we win the lead or the speed, it's highly likely that you're going to go through into the next round. Give 11 calling it a day with a minute to go. Yeah, now he just gets confirmation. A lot going on in this round. As we look at women's 2, as Noah Shirana, she uses a knee bar just to get herself established. Overhanging, techie. That's the zone she gets with her fingertips there. Just working how to get that right leg up. Flexibility, so important as a climber. As we hear the cameras click, almost every sound in this stadium is picked up, which I've been absolutely loving. Feels like it really brings you close to the action. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it back home. That's our arena, and there are 3 separate bouldering walls. As we watch a little replay of Jan Kritz as he peels off that move. That sound you heard, we've been talking about that all week. Sounds a bit like Laser Quest or a B movie. That's to indicate that the next athletes come through. There's a buzzer that sounds for 1 minute to go as well. It's Marcin Dienski in the middle. And there's Anna Brozek as she comes out onto women's 1 to get things going. 4 boulders on offer, 4 for the men, 4 for the women. Of course, these scores are all combined times together to work out a final score for the finals tomorrow. Marcin Dienski there on men's number 1. Oh, slight wobble there, but he's pressing hard. This is a feast of bouldering here. If you've been missing comp climbing, we are back. And what a way to be back with a whole week here in Moscow for the European champs. And it's qualifying round. So much to see, so much going on. Hopefully you're at home cheering on your favorite athlete. Peter Kurek there, as he has a little pop moving left onto that slab. That's where things get techie on that slab. That's where footwork is so important. Vanna Pacini, she's on the wall right now. Left foot, left hand just on that zone. It's been tricky for the athletes to work it out. It's complicated, that boulder. Those yellow volumes, sort of deceptive. Many ways that you can do it, pressing, pulling. Jumping, leaping. How many verbs can I come up with? As we see that slab working his way across now, looking far more in control as he touches the zone. One hold to go as he eyes up the final hold. Peter Kurek. Slow motion rock over there as he gets that toe catch on the right. Now he's got to get the left foot up on that black volume. Looked like he was almost going to pop for it, then sort of changed his mind and went up slowly instead. 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes to go. We've got some boulder specialists, of course. Jerne Kruder, he won the other day. The individual. I'll let you know when there's a specialist out. Although so many athletes nowadays have to be all round because of that combined format. They're getting closer and closer. As we see Vanna Pacini throwing up her hands in despair there. It's going to be so frustrating when you can't unlock a boulder, when it feels doable, as Peter Kurek almost takes his face out on the wall there. Here's this rock over move. Does it better that time. Last time sort of came up in what looked like a pop, sort of stopped, thought better of it. That time far smoother, fluid motion to try to get to the top of that. As Marcin Dienski, he comes into the business end of that orange boulder, that left hand on the zone. He's now got to slap up and then match that hold. And he just couldn't find the right, could he? Five minutes gone. Another rotation. Alexei Rubtsov in front of his home crowd gives a little wave. Geveleven on the left. And our first athlete on women's 3 as well on the far left. So I'll keep you updated with that. There's so much going on in this stadium. Literally, my head's on a swivel. I've got a 180-degree thing going on. Alexei Rubtsov, as he cleans his boulder. A lot of athletes have been chatting about this cleaning thing. Certainly, Jerne Kruder, when I chatted to him, he said he really enjoys brushing his boulder. He knows that he's done it properly. Control freak. I think I'll be the same, though. Michele Smetanova nearing the top now of women's 2. She's got to match it, got to control it, of course. It takes a big swing off there near the top. She's got time to unlock it, though. If she got that close, you'd expect her to get that close again. It just depends on energy at that point. Something Emil Abrahamson was telling me when he was in the commentary box with me earlier on at the beginning of the week, that if these boulders were in a gym, as Alexei, I'll hold that thought, Alexei, he makes the top of the toe catch to steady himself. Good effort from him on a men's 1. He'll be happy to get things going. Yeah, he was saying if this was in a gym and you had a lot of time, these boulders would go probably fairly easy for these athletes. Problem is that time limit ticking away, the on-site factor, the pressure, all that ramps it up a bit. And so often we see the deciding factor down to experience, down to how much the athlete can cope with all those factors.
Так, все внимание на трассу номер 2 у девушек. Там сейчас спортсмен двигается, как раз на стенде.
Jan Kritz there, just wrapping up his leg. Probably more preventative. Of course, he was speed climbing earlier. It's so easy just to tweak, pull, give yourself a little niggle and play in your mind. Strapping up helps. Gov11 as he moves on to the slab section, that right foot up now. And it's this transition which is proving difficult. There's not a lot of friction on that as he catches himself. Left foot out, he's got a minute 40 to go. Eyes the final hold. And you can see all the athletes almost trying to go up in one motion and then hesitating as they get there. I have a feeling it's one of those creepy moves rather than a pop move, but time will tell. If you're just joining me, my name is Matt Broom. I'll be calling all of your action here today. It's a long day. Lead qualification comes up in the evening. Camera flicks over to Gov11. That airport announcement sound that you heard, that's to indicate 1 minute on the round. Sounds like a flight announcement, doesn't it? Will Matt move immediately to gate number 6? 44 seconds to go. Michaela there getting the signal from the judge.
Спасибо, аплодисменты спортсменам, друзья. Уже нет времени даже на попытку.
Lovely to see you all joining us on the chat. Hello, everyone. Send me something that makes me laugh, I shout you out, or some particularly useful factoid or a question.
У женщин выступает Патрисия Чутьян, Польша.
That's the current. I sort of paused there. I'm not quite sure what that was showing. I think that's the current leaderboard. It's obviously very difficult to tell. We've got lots of athletes out. A long way to go. 20 athletes have qualified for this bouldering round. A few people asking about the black tape. Yeah, that's used to separate the boulders. You're not meant to cross that line. And you can't get to the zone or a top of one boulder from another problem. You have to stick with the problem you're on. You can't mix and match. Cheers for your questions on the YouTube chat. Nice to answer them if I can. Simon Lorenzi now as he presses and slaps up for that hold. Needs a more static approach, I think, in order to nail that moment. Someone's saying I should release my inner second commentator by deepening my voice. I could put on an accent, perhaps. I will be grabbing people throughout the day. It is tricky because the athletes are sort of in and out. But I have got some guests lined up. One who should be joining me quite soon, actually. One of the route setters. Maybe he slept in, I don't know. I'll give him a shout out in a minute. Someone's asking who'd be my perfect co-commentator. Ooh, great question. Depends if we're talking, do they have to be a climber or do they have to just be a general other person? If anyone's in contact with a celebrity, let them know. They can come join me. Vanna Pacini with a minute and a half to go. She's on women's 3. That comes up a very steep section of the wall. That's over on the left-hand side of the stadium. Those problems, women's 1, men's 1, and men's 2 is on the far right of the stadium. And in the middle, women's 2, men's 3, and men's 4. As we watch a replay here, Simon Lorenzi.
Сейчас приходится самим чистить, осталось минута у нас всего лишь. Но я помню и по соревнованиям до ограничений подобного рода, зачастую спортсмены забирали щетки у помощников, у волонтеров, потому что знают, где лучше почистить, где сидеть замагнезилось. Давай, давай, давай! Ну, почти что. Я думал, что сейчас получится. Пытаются сохранить свои трассы. Просто готовят рецепторы. Есть еще немного времени. В Болдинге можно залезть буквально за 15-20 секунд, если будете делать. А другие судья вам знает, осталось только реализовать. Осталось сложить и... Нет, аплодисменты, друзья. Аплодисменты спортсменам.
That's the end of the round as we hear that B-roll buzzer sound, B-movie buzzer sound. This then is like Laser Quest. I miss Laser Quest. Someone's asked me who do I want to see win the most. I can't answer that question. I have no favourites. I'm of course entirely neutral. Top athletes still to come, of course. 20 of them. So if you're waiting for your favourites, there is a starting list on the IFSC website. You can check that out. Some lights on screen. There we are. That's a confirmation of who's currently on the leaderboard. Noah Sharan leading the way at the moment. Michele Smetanova in second. Of course, these things are going to change. Noah Sharan, she's finished her round. You can see all 4 boulders. That's 1 top, indicated by the 2 blue dots, and 4 zones. A lot of athletes to come, though, so expect that leaderboard to change and move around. Alexei Rubtsov, he makes the top. Big
Смелое движение.
cheer from his home crowd.
Удержаться в движении камеры. Не удалось, но, тем не менее, сейчас мы видим успешно сделал движение Алексей. Так, ну и буквально в одном шаге.
This is some live action here. Marketa Janosova, as she makes the top. 2 minutes 40 for her. As we clear that wall of action, move on to women's 2. It's tricky, techie women's 2.
Друзья, конечно, приятное давление слышал спортсмены, чувствуя спиной, боком, как лезут другие спортсмены. Давай, отлично. Трасса номер 3 у нас.
If you go onto the IFSC app, it does have the bouldering scores for the individual athletes, so you can see how your favorite is going. Hello, if you're joining us on live chat, great to see some personalities from the world of climbing there. Any folks, IFSC photographer, he's watching. I have no idea what time in the morning it is in New Zealand. I don't know that's where he's from. Dedication there. A few people asking if there's a Russian stream. Yes, there is a Russian stream. So if you would prefer something different to me, speak Russian, head over to that Russian stream. You can check out all the action from there. Jan Kritz, he's on men's 4. Looks like pure slopers. There is some little nubbins going on, especially around the zone. The athletes can just use for their thumb as we watch a replay here of Ayla Karim. She tops out in style, controls, holds it. Doesn't have to have your feet on, it's just the hands. Looks down at the judges just to check. Good job from her.
Аплодисменты, друзья. Стараясь, спортсмен не сдается.
6 seconds to go. Jan Kritz grabs his things, packs it away neatly. Right, new rotation. Hannes Pullman comes on the right-hand side of my screen. We're looking at the middle 2 walls, the left and the middle. As you can see, all of them in action now. Here's Simon Lorenzi as he just looks up at the wall, gets himself ready. Nika in the lead finals, of course. No time for her in the speed, so she'll be looking for a strong performance here to get back on track. Just seeing Shauna Coxey joining us on the stream. Legend of climbing, Olympic qualifier already. Shauna, lovely to see you. Hannes Pullman now, let's see what he can do. Does a bit of air climbing just to work out these moves. It is on site, of course, and this men's 1 looks fairly straightforward, but it has caused some problems, especially with the feet. There's Nika now as she starts off with that wide stretch. Such a flexible climber if we get to see her. Meanwhile, on women's 4, is Vanna Piccini. She tops out in style for her, finishing nicely to her round. She now gets a chance to go off and rest. Remember that lead comp coming at the end of the evening here, starting around about 6 o'clock, I think, Moscow time. As we watch a replay of her moment. Swinging out, coming down, that big orange hold, not bad Looks way better from that top-down camera angle. It's never quite as flat as it looks from that angle. Hannes Pullman, is he going to get a top on men's one? He does. Big physical move from him as he makes it a match. 3 minutes done for him. Nice quick send. Nico just looking up at the wall, just working out those moves. It is a tricky boulder. The meat of Boulder 1 coming with that triangular white volume at the top. She just composes herself, chalks up. She's got 2 minutes 45 on the clock, plenty of time. Tsuchiya Hujiak there. Stylish in pink. She just takes a moment, hands on hips, to consider this boulder. Meanwhile, Anna Brozak, she's on women's 3. That grey section of wall there, that's an overhanging part. So it starts on an almost vertical slabby section and immediately goes left into an overhang. Route set is really packing in these routes next to each other, which, from my point of view, is quite nice. We get to see a lot of athletes in one camera shot, always tricky when we're switching between them. So we see Nika here just pressing out with that right hand. She matches the zone. Hopefully we stay with her as she comes up to the white volume. There is a thumb catch there, but she has to match it. Left hand, now it's the bump out right. Using that thumb catch as much as possible. You can see just pressing against it. Now she's in on the corner. One move to go, she campuses out right, holds the swing beautifully. Fantastic performance from Nika, been climbing well all week. Good to see her with the top on women's 1 with a minute to go. So we see a replay of Nika here. Wonderful shots, just showing the true complexity of these holds. Big campus, big swing out. So much body tension required to hold a move like that. If you're just joining us, hello, welcome to the stream. We're in Moscow for the European Championships. We're in the bouldering phase of this combined qualifier. We've had the speed this morning. Go, if you're just joining us, there'll be a break after this. You can go back and watch all the speed action. Finals coming tomorrow. Marcin there just coming backwards, synchronized falling there. 2 seconds to go, that'll be it. Lacey Rubstov, he's back in action. Someone asked me what's my favorite crag in the UK. I'm gonna say Ravenshaw, and I kind of hate myself for saying that, but it is my favorite. Kev 11 on men's 2, that slab problem. As we see Yuval Shemela now. Watch out for that man's power screams. Making short work of this. These feet are slippery. You can see him just screwing his foot in to make sure of his purchase. Stretching out, not quite having the reach. He's going to have to press harder. He's topped it out on my screen. You can't quite see it. Yuval Shemela, he exits. Meanwhile, Kayla, what can she do on women's 4? Out with the right hand, settles down and just couldn't quite find the sequence to make that work. Meanwhile, Alexei, atop of the hugely physical men's 3, holds it for ages just to make sure that
Друзья, ну нужно запористое такое, очень запористая трасса по движениям. Продолжают работать спортсмены на трассе. Я даже не знаю, куда головой выйти. Столько всего интересного. Все сложнее выбирать, за кем наблюдать. Чуть-чуть не получилось у Алмы. Но, я думаю, она близка. Тем временем, несмотря на то, что довольно успешно двигалась, и вот вновь Михаила Сметанова не может сделать следующее движение в этом же месте, что он уже держит туда. На трассе номер 4.
2 minutes 15 seconds on the clock, plenty of time to go here. As Gavin Levin just using a coordination diners. Alma Besvata, she takes a moment of calm amongst the chaos to sit there considering the route. She doesn't have to keep going, of course, she can rest as long as she wants within that 5 minutes. Some athletes choosing to constantly throw themselves at the wall, others taking a calmer approach, a couple of goes. Alma there. She walks towards the wall, ready for her go.
Следующее место, вот следующее движение такое не всем не удавалось сделать, мягко говоря.
Да, пока не так много участников вышли на всех трассах, сложно определить, какая самая трудная.
Да. Ты знаешь, мне кажется, у девушек все трассы довольно ровные, по моим ощущениям.
То есть все лес.
Michaela Smetanova, she's on her women's number 4. We saw her get to this position before, couldn't quite work out the sequence. Has she got it this time? Out with the right hand onto that side pull, and that's all about the feet. You can see, again, struggling on that move, trying to piece it together, but with 50 seconds to go, she immediately walks back onto the wall on the bottom left of your screen. Marketa Janosova. Will she work out the sequence here? Right hand pressing out. Catches herself, the zone above her head, but she goes up with the left hand. Now she needs to bump the right and press this move into the second to last volume. Here she goes. Are we going to see it atop from her? Not an easy end to this boulder. You can see it there, signaled with the top and the blue line. Works her feet out right.
И такой красивый полет, друзья. А мы смены спортсменов проводим спортсменов.
Итак, на старт на первую трассу выходит опытнейший чешский спортсмен Мартин Страник.
На первой трассе у девушек приступает к попытке Афра Кёник, Германия.
It's 5 minutes on the clock as we watch replays of the previous round. Some nice slow motion sends there. Is anyone else a fan of slow motion climbing? I know I am. I like to see those tiny little moments we might miss. Things happen so quick here in climbing. It's nice to slow it down and just see how much. That's our leaderboard at the moment. Ayla Karim, she's on top with 3 tops for her. Noah Shiran gets bumped down into second place. Those tops indicated by the 2 blue dots, a zone by the 1. And these are available on the IFSC app. You can see the climbers' scores next to their names. Remember, these scores are combined together. So if you're top 5 in any event, say top 5 in speed climbing, you're highly likely to go through. Well, that's not guaranteed. If you win an event, say you come first in speed climbing, you're almost guaranteed. You are pretty much guaranteed to come into that finals. Scores are timed together. So if you come first in the speed and 10th in the boulder, your score will be 10. Eight athletes moving through into that final, of course. Hannes Pullman on that move, it seems to be flummoxing a lot of the athletes, that step left. Flummoxing, what a word. But it is flummoxing them. It's that slabby move. It's kind of half a pop, half a sort of slow motion drift out left. And we've seen a few methods so far go through that. A lot of people on the chat talking about the mats. They are high walls here, but the mats are padded really thick. It's hard to see on your screen, but they're nice and thick. These guys, obviously this is their job. They know how to land properly, minimize that compression. Yeah, it's another thing they have to take into consideration. This is a physical sport. Things do take their toll in any sport. So we see some shots of Nika as she nears the top of women's 2. Could she make it stick? Matching, bumping, ever closer. She grimaces, just didn't have the reach on that. Needs to work out a way of just being able to match it and rock out right a little better. If you're joining us, lovely to see you. How good is it to have comp climbing back? Briançon was the last one in the summer. As we move now into December, Christmas is coming. I almost sang the song there for a second. I genuinely had to stop myself singing. Nika taking a moment to chalk up with 1.5 minutes to go. Athletes, a lot of the athletes using powdered chalk. We have seen a few of them using liquid chalk. The disadvantage of using liquid chalk in a bouldering round is it takes a while to dry, no matter how much flappy hand action you do. So most athletes choosing to use the powdered chalk. Takes away sweat, gives a bit of grip. Martin Stranek, so strong yesterday in the lead comp. Not yesterday, day before yesterday in the lead comp. Nika, she has another crack halfway through into the zone. We saw where she fell before, right at the top. Matching that yellow hold now. That's what she's got to do. Feet out right. She struggled with this bump, and you can see bumping again. Slightly different beater with that left hand low this time. Kind of pressing with her forearms. And you can see her just sitting on the mat. I can see her face from here in just a moment of sheer sort of loss as she works it out. She's called it a day as she wanders off. Meanwhile, Hannes Pullman, he's on the slab. That is a huge pop if he's going from there. His slow motion falls. I thought he was going to dyno that for a second. I kind of want to see that happen. Not the greatest graphic, as you can see on screen. I could try to analyse that graphic, but I think you might be even more confused at the end of that. I know I'm confused. Molly Thompson-Smith is out on women's 1. Marcin Dienski. Sorry, Boldyrev, Daniel Boldyrev, he's on M1 at the moment. That is Marketa Janosova. She makes that jump out left onto the overhanging section of wall. Meanwhile, on the right, Molly nears the top of her wall for Great Britain. As we watch. Alma Besvata, can she make this work? We've seen how hard this last move is. She decides to match high up, pops out right. There's a little thumb catch she was aiming for. Big slap on the top for her. Grabs the mat. That's great to see. That's Alma. Studying it from a different angle, just trying to unlock the sequence on that boulder. Not a lot of tops so far. It's a replay of Yuval Shemela. He dinos through that slab. Nice to see that finally go. A lot of people have been trying different moves on that. I do think it's a dynamic movement. So much power. She latches onto the top of that hold. She's got to match it, remember. There she goes. This is a replay. Looks back. Slap, slap. Well done. Alexei Rubstov there on the top of M4. Makes that look easy. Big shouts out from the crowd. He's looking in good form. Let's see a replay of that. Big dynamic move up onto what is not a jug. Styles it out for the crowd. I like that. Alma Besvata, she has another crack at the top of this boulder. Meanwhile, Molly Thompson-Smith, she's topped out women's 1 off your screen. Alma Besvata, she nears the top of women's 2. Different method now. Left hand slightly lower. Almost trying a press there. Women's 2 proving to be one of the more trickier boulders here in this selection of 4. Daniel Boldyrev, very keen at the beginning of the week. I interviewed him after the speed. All he wants is to do well in this combined format.
Друзья, давайте выходим на финишную прямую. Давайте посмотрим, как будут бороться спортсмены. Сейчас каждый на своей трассе за возможность пролезть.
Alma Besvata now gets one hand on that top right. Good question coming in from Martin, which is relevant to this. Topping out. What do I mean when I say topping out? It's just one of those climbing terms you use, and I know what you mean. It's slightly confusing because they're not literally topping out of the boulder. They're not climbing up over the top, but it just means finishing the boulder. Often in outdoor bouldering, we have to climb up to the very top. It's one of those things I'll say. One of those climbing terms. Hopefully that's not too confusing, but it is a good point. One of those things I hadn't really thought about, to be honest. Yeah, topping out, matching, finishing, all means the same thing. That's our leaderboard so far for the women. Ayla Karim with 4 tops. She's looking good for that finals place. Yeah, on the right, Lucia Dorfel. She gets started on women's 1. Lucia making quick work of that into the zone straight away. Meanwhile, we watch Ram Levin. He came and joined me on the live stream for a couple of seconds before his ISO closed. Looks like he's going to top out. Men's 1. Controls it, waves. Lucia, meanwhile. Are we going to see a top from her? We are. Quick work from these guys. It's Martin Stranik. big outdoor climber, Martin. Multiple 8Cs outdoors. Some are saying women's 2 looks brutal. Yeah, it does look brutal. Martin Stranek, almost every athlete, the first time they go up there, goes for this pop and then slows it down with the toe catch. And yet Yuval Shemela, we saw when he topped it out, he kind of made just an all-in-one dynamic movement work. Martin Stranek, 2 minutes 38 seconds to go. Patricia Hujiak, she's taken a moment to pause as well. How are you guys doing on the live stream? I haven't talked to you for ages, have I? I've been too focused on the action. Someone's asking if there's a separate championship for outdoor climbing. Not to my knowledge, not for the IFSC certainly, but there are outdoor climbing comps. Nika, meanwhile, there's the zone for her, that undercling crimp. Bumps up onto the slope with the thumb catch. Top in sight now for her. Nika coming up with the left hand, holding the swing well. She needs to match, she does. Great performance from her. That's Afra Hunik, part of quite a large German team sending athletes. And if you're about to ask, no, Alex Magos is not part of the German team. He's already qualified. He put out a statement saying he wasn't going to come. Corona, of course, putting a lot of people off. It's a tricky time, but it does make you appreciate these moments that we're watching all the more. As we watch Martin Stranek with 1 minute 15 to go on the clock. Let's see how he chooses to do this move now. Looks like he's going to go slightly more dynamically. Looks down for that left foot, bumps it up slowly, pops out into it. As you can see, as he moved that left foot up, it puts you off balance. You have to go with that movement. You have to go with the flow of it.
Интересные движения нашего режиссера монтажа. Большое им за это спасибо. Не все удается сразу увидеть, конечно же, нам. И здорово, что есть такие потрясающие повторы.
То можно посмотреть и увидеть расклад другого спортсмена в другой трассе. Ну, как бы каждый собран и сосредоточен именно на той трассе, которая вот сейчас есть. И, конечно, нет времени подглядывать зачем.
Да.
И до конца сражается, как мы видим, остается...
With 12 seconds to go, Patricia is still climbing. She's got time. 6 seconds counting down. Drama here as she matches. Love it when an athlete goes right to the very last second. So exciting to watch on her final boulder. And that's Molly Thompson-Smith. She's coming out on women's 2. We'll both see in action on M1. That's who's currently on your screens in action on the boulder. Will gives it a brush. Meanwhile, on the far right, that is Natalia Kaluchka. That's your leaderboard. Nice to keep updated. It can be tricky to work out what's going on. There's so much action. Eilert still at the top with 4 tops, the only woman so far to do that. Noah Shiran with 2 tops, 2 zones for her. And the men, Alexei Rubtsov, 4 tops, powerful climbing from him. Simon Lorenzi, 3 tops, 1 zone. Alex Kazanov with 3 tops. Matching the volume now outright. Natalia, can she make a top? She does easily. Hair flick back, head flick I should say. Molly nearing the top of her boulder. This is a powerful boulder, suits her style. As you can see, so strong from Molly. Fantastic performance and a big smile from her. That overhanging physical boulder suiting her to a T. Ah, big swing, not quite managing to hold it. In the middle of the screen, that's Will. Out left, Daniel Boldyrev. Two men in action. Daniel Boldyrev, a giant of a man. Will just conferring with the judges there. I'm trying to lip read. Let's have a look. Ah, not a replay of that. I think he's been given the top, Will. He just spoke to the judges for a while. He's walking off screen now. As we watch some replays. Quick round. I looked down, looked up, loads have happened. Hopefully you guys are keeping up. This is a replay. She's still on the wall. You can see how high these walls are. This is Will's top now. Let's see what that little chat was about as he flags that left hand through. Tops it, looks down. I think he's all good. Not sure what the concern was about there. He just chatted to the route setters before wandering off. Marchetti, Janosova. Just losing that left foot, sending her spiraling down to the ground. Yuval Shevela, out on stage. How you doing on the chat, guys? Nice to see you commenting, asking questions. A few asking about Will Bose's carpet he carried out with him. The athletes are allowed to take a towel or a carpet out to the stage. Of course, the mats are cleaned, but they do get chalky, they do get dusty. And having dusty, chalky shoes is the last thing you want when you're trying to climb at this level. So often you'll see them just lie it down on the ground, use it to wipe their feet clean. Not all of them choosing to use it, but they are allowed. Guys loving it. Kira's loving it on the live stream, as is Ed.
До этого места вообще не возникает никаких проблем, уверенно двигается, преодолевает. Вот это движение один. Ой, ваши аплодисменты, друзья.
Right, I just popped off because I'm finding one of the main men here in this auditorium. He's just getting mic'd up. Very nice of him to take 5 seconds. This is Thomas. Thomas, you are the lead chief, the man in charge.
Not the lead, Boulder.
For bouldering, for sure. Right, you've created some wonderful boulders for us today. First of all, is it working out the way you planned it to?
Yes, more or less, yes. There are maybe a bit easy, but I think should work, yeah, like this, yeah. It was the plan to set like this, and we just follow this way, continue. And this is a big surprise on the first one for women, and also big surprise for the last one.
What's the surprise on women's number one?
The women's number one is supposed to be the easiest one, so it is like this so far, but the last one, maybe the first part is a bit too easy, but the last part works pretty good so far. And for men, I think Slab is, kind of nightmare for someone. But,
yeah, nightmare is a good way to describe it. We've seen a few athletes trying to do it dynamically, some trying to creep over. What do you think is the best method to get the top on that?
on that second one?
Yeah, on men's too.
You go slowly, you just make a balance before reaching to the top and then jump, just match your feet, put your left feet up on the black footholds, and then just go dynamically.
Can we talk about women's two? Well, hang on. We're watching women's one here. That's women's two. That's proved difficult, especially that last move.
Last move, it's the crux on this second part. So yeah, so we tried to adjust yesterday. The lower part maybe it was good at the beginning, but I think it was better leave it like original version. But sometimes, you know, it's you have to play, think about this.
Nika, they're getting a knee bar.
Knee bar, but then you have to switch knee bar. And the last move, it's not easy. It doesn't look super easy.
It's interesting. That's one of the first time I've seen that knee bar being used. Did you know about that when you set the boulders? Was it part of your plan?
Yes, of course. It was the idea. Come on.
You never know. Route set is having a plan for everything. As we watch, this is the move that Thomas was talking about. This rock over move.
You have to stand up just very close to the wall. You can secure by tool hook catching, but it's not necessary super much. And then just matching your feet. Yeah, like he did it now.
Yeah, round 11, putting on a masterclass left foot, and then this is the move where you need to go.
You just have, exactly like this, secure by second hand.
So Ram went up with the left hand. We saw some people going through with the right hand. Which do you think is the best?
It's easier first left, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well,
it depends on how did you feel from undercling, catching.
It's so fascinating. I love talking to a route setter just because you have this all in your head, this map of the boulders. Okay, so can I press you? Which do you think is the hardest women's boulder?
Women's boulder. It's supposed to be. I don't know, we try to set, you know, the three boulders maybe more or less same level, so it's hard to say because it's a different style, and it looks like, I don't know, maybe second one.
Thomas is just looking around here, heading the swim. I've asked him a tricky question with that one.
Yeah, it's hard to say now because we decided to leave it like three boulders. One is a welcome one mainly for speed climbers. We say zebra one, but it's more welcome. Maybe it's the last one.
And any surprises so far with these boulders?
With the zebra one.
The zebra is the big surprise. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big surprise. I think. I expect maybe more tops, but at the end, it's
Cool. Well, Thomas, thank you so much for chatting to me. Absolutely fascinating. I appreciate it. I'll let you get back to it now. Cheers, man. Thank you. That's our leaderboard. Thank you to Thomas. Awesome job from him. Alex Kazanov at the top, 4 tops. Alexei Rubtsov. There is a separation here because of the attempts to the top. You can see Alex Kazanov having less goes to the top. They each have the same top, same zones, and then goes to attempts to the top. And if that's the same, then it goes attempts to the zones. Hopefully that scoring is clear. If you need confirmation of that scoring, do let me know. It is complicated. So we're about halfway through this bouldering competition now. 3 new athletes out onto the stage. Will Bosi, Nikolai Yaryovets, Daniel Boldyrev, Yuval Shemela, Molly Thompson-Smith, Alma Besvata, Vitaly Kaluchka. Finally, Eliska Ramsovska. The rotation coming thick and fast here in Munich. In this wonderful arena. We watched a time-lapse yesterday of this arena being built. So much work has gone into this competition. And of course, trying to keep it as safe as possible during these COVID times, which I am so over. I'm done with it. No more, please. On the far right, Eliska Adamsovska. My mouth has stopped working. That's Alma Besvata from Germany. Alma on her final boulder, easy top from her. Will Bosi still in action on the left. Eliska on the right as she makes the top. Good job from her. We'll both see on this final move Thomas was talking about. This is this slow motion pop up with the left hand, he reckoned was easier. If you go to a replay, I'll keep you updated with how that happens. Big, powerful top there from Nikolai Yaniovic. He salutes the crowd. We'll both see topping out on men's 2 off screen. Alma Besvata, there she goes for her top, a replay of that move. Two minutes 55 seconds on the clock as we watch some replays of the action. Apparently I said Munich. And many people have pointed that out. Apologies. It all begins with them, doesn't it? We are in Moscow, of course, for the European champs. Molly Thompson-Smith, women's 3. Right foot up, left foot out. Now's this dyno move. She just misses the match. Thanks, chat. Daniel Boldyrev holding his left elbow. I think he cracked that on the way down. Meanwhile, Yuval Shemela in pure power mode as he heads to the top of the wall. Good top from him, Team Israel, with a strong performance throughout this European Championships here in Russia. Natalia Kaluchka. This problem, one of the hardest on offer for the women, certainly. Short, bold one was a surprise. That's proving tricky, but this has some tricky moves. Molly Thompson-Smith on women's 3, tops out onto, you can't see it, it's on the left. Good job from her. Gets a confirmation. There it is. She walks off. Minute 15 to go on this score. Trying to keep you guys updated with all the action. Don't necessarily have choice over the camera angles we see, so if I see a top, I'll shout it out to you. I see a replay of Molly's top here. Cutting loose, swinging out. Wonderful shot of her shadow on the wall. She matches, looks down. Great job from her. She has 1 to go. Meanwhile, Daniel Boldyrev, as he nears the top. Physical M3 would suit him. Somersaults backwards. I often think that athletes should get style points for dismounts. I would have given that a 5 out of 10. What do you reckon? If it had been a full somersault, we would have gone for an 8, but you know. There he is. We see a replay of that moment. Heel hook to steady himself as he eyes up that top. And you can see he just needed a little bit more to get to that last hold. And that's our stadium. That wall you're looking at is the final wall as we look at our leaderboard. Lots of tops so far, nice to see. Ayla Karim still leading the way with Nika. She's in the second, 3 tops, 1 zone. Molly Thompson-Smith, 3 tops so far for her. Meanwhile, for the men, Alex Kazanov, 4 tops. Alexei Rubtsov, 4 tops, of course, separated by the attempts to tops. Followed by Hannes Puman with 3 tops and 1 zone. And Yuval Shemela in 4th. 3 tops, 1 zone for him as well. Exciting stuff here in Moscow. The lead, of course, coming up this evening. And whether you agree with this combined format or not, it's so good to see the athletes competing. In fact, something that Eddie Folks told me a couple of years ago, the IFSC photographer, he was saying one of the lovely things about the combined is that athletes get to try each other's disciplines and sort of get another respect for it. So athletes who never would have tried speed suddenly get to have a go at speed, and you understand the effort that everyone's putting in. I thought it was a good point. Elena Krasovska in action now on that tricky women's 1. She needs to match that hold, which she does. Coming out right now, this campusy move. We see a top from her as the camera cuts back and forth. Top for Ange on the left. top for everyone. Everyone's topping all at the same time. I can't keep up, the camera can't keep up. 3 athletes head out. Afra Hunik, sorry. Hannah Moyle there, topping out with a massive smile on her face. She's so much fun to watch. Ange Perhak. He goes up the left, as Thomas Arutset was saying. It is the easiest or the easier way to do that move. Martin Stranik, he tops out men's 4. That's going to help his score, as on screen. Shaking out Ram Levin. Sitting on his heels there, looking up, just taking a moment, trying to work out how to do this. He's got 2.5 minutes, he's got plenty of time. One of 2 brothers climbing in this competition. Coordination dyno there to get started on this route. After Honig. There is a knee bar here if you want to use it. The problem is unlocking the knee bar once you put it in. It's between that hold there. You can see her almost trying to push it in as she takes a big fall down. That mic that we've got close to the mats, showing every bang, every sound. As we watch Ram now powering his way up through these moves. He's right in front of me in my commentary box. He's on your screen as he goes up with the right hand. You can see, fantastic match here. We watch Daniel Boldyrev not make that work. Hypes up the crowd. There isn't a huge crowd here. There are some people in the stadium. I was hyped for you, Ram. Afra Hunig with a minute to go. And that's it, all the athletes done with a minute to go. We've got a minute off, everyone. Take a breather, quick dash, go and have a coffee, grab a biscuit. We will be seeing some replays, of course. There's Ram slapping up with that right hand. Such a focused competitor. He wants to be the best in the world. I will try to grab some athletes as they come in from their qualification round.
Мне нравится скалолазание тем, что прогнозы можно давать только очень и очень осторожно, потому что что-то всегда может пойти по-новому.
Итак, отмечаем. Трасса номер 1. Действующий чемпион Европы болдеринге вот буквально несколько дней назад завоевал это звание Ерни Крудер, Словения.
Трасса номер 1 у девушек. Александра.
Right, I just popped out to grab a guest onto the live screen. She's just completed her round. I've got with me Nika Potapova from the Ukraine. Nika, first of all, congratulations. What a round for you. How did it go?
It was okay. Not best performance, but it's okay.
How tricky were the boulders? Women's #1 especially was proving difficult for a lot of people. How did you find it?
I don't know, for me it was not hard. It was, I don't know, usual boulder. That's it.
I think that just shows how good you are during this competition. Now, you've been in a lot of finals. We had a rest day yesterday, but how's your skin holding up?
For the moment, it's okay. And hopefully my skin will be okay then in lead. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, you've got a couple of hours off now. Have a good rest. And congratulations. It's been so good watching you climb.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
See you later, Nika. Thank you.
Абсолютно спокоен, как будто знал, что так будет.
Nika there, one of the standout athletes this weekend. Will Bosey, he tops out on men's number 3 off your screen. There is Nikolai Yaryovets. What can he do? This is live action with 3 minutes 10 to go. This is this tricky move. Is he going to go up the left? Is he going to go up the right? Takes a moment to chalk out, just deciding. Looks like he's going to bring that left through, and he does so, matches it easily. A huge reaction from this Russian crowd. There's Molly Thompson-Smith topping out. I think that's 4 tops for her. What a performance. Easy peasy for Molly. She comes down, gets the confirmation. Daniel Boldyrev in action in the middle of your screen. Daniel Boldyrev, what can he do with M4? He's on it like he wants a fight, isn't he? Look at that. I wouldn't want to be that Boulder. That is a strong-looking man to start a fight with Boulder. Just give up, Boulder, right now. Move away. It's not worth it. That is Natalia Kaluchka looking frustrated. Meanwhile, we see a replay of Alexandra Kaluchka. She spins round, topping out women's 1. Replay of Molly boosting up to that hold, cutting loose, pulling herself back in. Nikolai. Natalia Kaluchka still in action. The only athlete out on stage. Sorry, Daniel Boldyrev also out on stage. Will this be a top for her? Cuts loose, holds. She must match, which she does. Delight from her. Gets a confirmation and a nod to the judges. Daniel, final athlete out. Just popping off that beginning hold.
Данил, давай.
30 seconds to go. Will it be enough time? He wants that zone. A boulder that you think would suit his style. Currently struggling with it slightly. Ten seconds to go for him. He's still going on the wall. I'm not sure he realizes how little time he's got. 4 seconds. It's not going to be enough, bud. That's it. That's the timer. He's going to go for that zone. Bram Levin, he comes out to take his place. You can see how quickly these rotations are. Nimrod Marcus. How you doing, chat? I hope you're enjoying the competition. How many of you guys are working or at school while this is going on? Time is 12:55 here in Moscow, Russia. We're here for the European champs. Final couple of days of competition. The combined format. That's Elena Krasovska. She enters this tricky women's 2. It's hard. Women's 1 is so difficult. A real stopper.
Прям взялась, видно было, что тяжело, напряглась, но выдержала, сделала движение очень красиво. Отлично! Вырвали.
но немножечко что пошло не так. А тем временем мы следим за спортсменами на первых трассах. Гольер, Бельгия.
И Андрей Бехов, Словения, номер 3.
Классно.
Сергей Рудецкий, Россия.
Great to see a top out there from Sergei Rudetsky on M1. Good start for his competition. So often getting that starting boulder done quickly is important for these guys. Otherwise, psychologically, it just plays in your head. Of course, they're trained to go off, let it go, move on, but in reality, it's hard to do. As Nimrod Marcus, he creeps that left foot up. So much body tension required as he's going to pop up with the left-right. Easy match for him. M2 done. 2 minutes 20 on the clock left. Here's a question for the chat. If you had to try any one of these boulders, which would it be? Men or women's? Which one looks the best to you, the most fun? Let me know in the chat below. Chloe Collier in action. This is a replay. She tops out women's one pretty quickly. Truly a contender for the overall win here. Big top there. He always looks disappointed, doesn't he? Regardless of how good he's actually climbing, he always thinks he could do better. Lucia Dorfel on the women's number 4. Choosing to use that knee bar, the problem is unleashing it as she's about to do. You can see, once it's in, great, but then you've got a dyno up, and unlocking it is difficult. Women's 2, a lot of people are liking. M4, some people want to climb. The men's slab, someone wants to do. M3. M3, yeah, M2. A lot of people want to climb M2. I think you're mad. Fantastic top out there for the Russian athlete, Elena Krasovskaya. She waves to the crowd with 50 seconds to go. Meanwhile, in action on women's 4. Can she power through? We saw her struggling with the knee bar before. Is she going to use the same beater? Chia Dorfel. Still got that knee in. Can she work out a way of unlocking it this time? Swinging loose, cutting loose, barn dooring out. Nice to see the athletes in the holding area now. That section in the middle of your screen as you look, coming out to support their fellow athletes. Of course, Olympic places up for grabs here. All to play for. That's our leaderboard at the moment. Ayla Karim, first place. Molly Thompson-Smith coming in second. Lucia Dorfel in third. Nika, my guest just now, in fourth place. People are saying the dyno on women's 4 looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Cool looking move, that. And the men, Alex Kazanov, he's at top. Alexei Rubtsov and Ram Levin, all 4 tops, only separated by attempts to tops. Stasha Gale on screen for the first time, as is Sasha Lehmann. Men's winner, of course, a couple of days ago. Stasha looks up at the boulder, just chalking up. I always talk about her dad because he's so expressive, but he's watching in the audience, cheering her on. Sasha Lehmann just reaches up his right hand, drills that right foot in, and a big press move for him. Bread and butter kind of move for him as he pops out right, sticks it. Now he's got a workout way of matching, which he does. Quick work for Sasha. These men's boulders getting topped a lot. What grade do you reckon M1 is, guys? Come on, font grade, what's M1? Oh, have I just unleashed something terrible upon the chat? Let me know the grade you reckon for M1. Let's see how close we all are on that one. Will Bosey in action on M4. One move away from the top now. He pops up. All he's got to do is match, which he does. Gets a confirmation and a head shake from him. 3 minutes 15 on the clock. Meanwhile, Jerne Kruder, he makes that slab look easy. Of course, he basically won the bouldering competition the other day with a slab, so we're expecting him to crush on that, which he does. And you missed that on screen, but that's Alexander Kluchka, who found a knee bar really early on in that route. Hopefully we'll see a replay of that in a couple of minutes. Oh, loads of grades coming in. 7B, 7C, 7A, V8. Some people are saying 7B, 7C, 8B. I'm not sure it's 8B. Might be a spot too far, that one. 5A. What grade do you think M1 is? I don't think it's 5A. If it's 5A, I should start comp climbing. 7A, V7, 6B plus, 7B plus, 7A plus. Yeah, a lot of people kind of, if I was to average it out in a complete guess, I'd say about 7B plus, most people are thinking. Interesting, interesting. So we're in the bouldering qualification round. There's 3 rounds in this combined format, speed, bouldering and lead. And the places are timed together. So let's say you come first in the speed and 10th in the bouldering, you'd have a score of 10. And then if you came 10th in the lead, you times that by 10, you'd have a score of 100. Top 8 come through. Hopefully that makes sense. The grades still roll in for women's 1. And we watch women's 4. Go on, we've got a minute and a half. Women's 4, do the same thing. What grade do you reckon women's 4 is? I think it's harder than M1, possibly. What grade do you reckon that is? A minute to go on the clock. Only 2 athletes out on stage now. That is Natalia Kluchka on your screen. Alexandra Kluchka there. Not long to go now in this bouldering qualifier. Jordan Heller reckons W4 is E1. Giving it a tried grade. It's going to be harder than E1, mate. 7C, 7C, 7B plus, 7C, 6C, 7B plus. Lots of grades coming through. Let's have a look at women's 2. Alexandra Kluchka taking a 4. You can see her there with 12 seconds to go. I think she's going to call it a day. Yeah, let's have a rotation. Get ready for the sound. Here we go. My favorite part of every round. Oh, there it is. I'd imagine a Dalek coming out on stage or something. 5 minutes on the clock. There's our scoreboard. Ayla Karim leading the way with 4 tops. Molly Thompson-Smith, the athlete at the bottom, Alma Besvata there in 8th. That was Shiran, Michaela Smetnova. You can see a lot of tops going down in this quarter-final. Certainly made it entertaining for us back at home. Alex Kazanov in first. Will Bosey in second with 4 tops. Remember, this isn't the final score, it's just the score for this round. It is Victoria Meshkova, double champion here on your screen from Russia. Lead champion, Boulder champion. Let's see what she can do. How she's still got the energy to keep on climbing, I don't know. So emotional the other day when I interviewed her. Means a huge amount to her. out here in front of her home crowd as she presses up, matching that zone. Strong climbing, as we'd expect from a double champion. Nicolas Collin from Belgium in the middle. Final athlete out for the men. Huge moves from her. She easily tops out. Little smile. She's one of those athletes who is never satisfied. She was disappointed on the lead final the other day for not topping out the route. Double champion, and she was still saying, I should have topped it out. 20 athletes in this semi-final. 20 men, 20 women. Now we're down to 8. It's a top over there for Sergei Luchetsky. I like the fist pump as he's falling. Excellent to see. Nicolas Collin, he matches tops out on men's 1. So there in action is Elena, one of the few athletes left on stage here as she comes up under that zone, that undercling, up with the right slope, a thumb catch. One move to go for her for the top. Can she make it stick? Twists in that leg, drops the knee as low as it can get. And a big fall for her as Chalk puffs out on the landing. She's got 1 minute and 15 seconds to make that work. Meanwhile, Ange Perhach up to that top hold. The most deceptive looking jug in the world, that thing. He's a sloper. I know it's a jug to these guys, but for most people watching, that is a pretty nasty looking hold, actually. Double dyno out to the slab with both hands and a big smile from him. Let me see a replay of Nicolas Collin there. Chloe Collier is competing. A few people asking where she is. She's out and about. Right, I just scurried out because scurried. Sometimes I use words that blow my mind. Right, I have Molly Thompson-Smith in front of me. Molly, first of all, congratulations, second place at the moment. You made that look far easier than I'm sure it was.
I wish I'd taken a few less attempts. My skin is definitely, struggling. But no, it was a really fun round. Maybe slightly too easy.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of tops, haven't we? And athletes being separated by sort of really small margins.
Yeah.
So Molly, now is the end of your bouldering round, lead this evening. That's where perhaps your specialism is, or people perceive your specialism to be. How important is that going to be for you?
Yeah, really important. Every move counts for me in lead, and I kind of need to pull something special out of the bag, basically, to try and make it through to tomorrow.
We watched you speed climbing earlier on in the day. It's always
slow climbing.
It's always, I wouldn't say slow. I couldn't get anywhere near your time, but it's perhaps your weakest discipline.
Definitely.
So therefore, it's important that you did well on the bouldering, and it is important that you do well on the lead.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you have like an obvious weakness, you kind of really have to nail your specialism and then try and do as well as possible in bouldering, which is why yeah, I didn't really leave anything out there left on the mats. I was like, I'm not going to go until I top all these boulders. I really need to give it everything if I want to have a chance.
I've got to say congratulations. You picked up a bronze medal in the lead the other day. That's got to give you confidence coming into this lead round this evening.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like my lead climbing and training, I had to sacrifice it quite a lot over the last few months for the combined. Basically, I just had so much to make up, like so many gaps to make up with Boulder and speed, and yeah, so I wasn't as fit as I wanted to be coming into this event and didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I didn't do any competitions this year, as did most other athletes, so it was like, oh, I wonder how fit everyone is. Do I need to be fitter? So yeah, it was quite a nice surprise really, and definitely like I can go home from Russia with a medal, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's been a good trip.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to the bouldering round. Look forward to seeing you later. Go and have a nice long rest right now.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
See you later, Molly. Thank you.
Cheers.
Александра Галючка. Очень ждет вашего аплодисмента, вашей поддержки, друзья, давайте поддержим спортсмена. Ну и у нас также все еще...
Right, Jerne Kruder has a seat under look. I hope you guys are enjoying these little interviews. Just trying to get athletes as I can, get coaches, people coming in and out, of course, of this arena. As we see Jerne off screen boosting up. Sasha Lehmann with his top of men's 2. There's Jerne with a tongue piercing. I've never noticed that before. Not important at all. I just hadn't seen it. That is Alexandra Kaluchka on women's 3, this press start. Jerne Kruder slightly struggling with this M3 with 1:20 to go. He had a good long rest last couple of days. He was wandering around the Red Square in Moscow, seeing the sights. Alexandra Kaluchka stands in that classic climber's pose, hands on hips, skin out, chalk ready. Rocking out fingertips into that hold. My shoulders screaming as I watch that as Jerne cuts loose, using all of his strength on that slope to hold it. Frustrated with himself. I thought he was going to pull that back into the wall. Jerne, 27 seconds to go. He's fighting for this route. He knows a lot of athletes are getting tops. It's going to frustrate him, head in his hands. Huge moment in this qualification round for Jerne. For the first time this week, actually looking slightly flustered and frustrated. I think he's calling it a day. Alexandra Kaluchka. Big tumble down from her. That slow motion making it perhaps look more dramatic than it was. Chloe Collier, she's on your left-hand side of the screen. Next to her is Elena Kosovska. Actually, leaderboard, Hannah Moyle on top of the moment. 4 tops. Lishka Adamskova in second. You can see a lot of tops, and for the men, almost solid blue. Possibly too easy this first round. William Bosi in second position, Alex Kazanov. So these guys are being separated by the attempts to tops. Graphic went away before I could sort of really go through that, but that's your current leaderboard. As on screen on the right, that's Victoria Meshkova, double champ. I've got to stop saying it, but she is the double champ. So impressive. Of course, the higher up the athletes get on this score, the better it'll be for their overall score. As we see Victoria taking a big spiraling fall down. If you win an event, you're highly likely to make it through to the finals. Same with fourth, fifth, third. But of course, it does start to get risky, and the calculations are hard to work out. Athletes not wanting to leave anything to chance here in Moscow. Nimrod Marcus, big fist pump out. Victoria straps on her chalk bag. She's got 2 minutes 46 seconds to go. Plenty of time on this tricky women's two. Still in action here is Nicolas Collin from Belgium. Elena Kozowska on the left of your screen as we stick with Victoria.
Друзья, давайте поддерживаем спортсменов. Не просто им сейчас. Они и устали, и нагрузки, ответственность, конечно, хочется дать максимум.
1 minute 50 to go before we see our rotation of athletes. We're nearing the end of this competition now for the bouldering, certainly. Remember, we've got the lead to come this evening, and we had the speed earlier on this morning. Nicolas Collin on screen now as he starts into the slab section. Needs to get the feet up now, pressing, trying to find friction on that almost frictionless surface. Left hand in the undercling. He eyes the final hold now. It's all about this next move. The slow creep out left, the left foot bump. He's aiming for a huge dyno if he's going to make this stick. Problem is he's now got to move his feet, which he does. Edging it, left foot out. The second he touches this, he's going to have to pop. And in the end, make it look easy with a double pop. Looks down. Going to hang around for ages. There is Victoria. She comes to the end of her boulder. Can she make it stick? 50 seconds on the clock. Again, just dropping the top. Big scream out. She has got time, 44 seconds, but it is a physical boulder. Has she mistimed this? We know how important tops are. Elena Kozowska, she gets in the knee bar. Yanya flicking back. Oh, she tries to reach up from the knee bar. Certainly that might be possible if you were very, very tall, but not the way to do it. She gets the left heel in on the green. You know, Victoria says no. We move on. A lot of people asking about the Africa Cup. I don't think I'm going to that. I'm here this week in Moscow, of course. Charlie Bosco announcing his retirement from commentating earlier on in the week, and I'm very lucky enough to be sat here for him this week as we look at the leaderboard. Hannah Moyle, joint first with Eliska. Ayla in third, Molly Thompson-Smith in fourth, Lucia Dorfel. We continue down that list of names. Remember, this isn't the final score. The scores are times together at the end. For the men, and thank you for someone correcting me on this, Alex Kazanov and Will Bosie in joint first. I think I said Will was second. Sasha Lehmann. He's on M3 as he slaps up for the sloper. Drills that toe in. Physical problem will suit him. Yerne next to him, nearing his top. Sasha makes the top. Will Yerne at the same time? He does. All he's got to do is match, which he does. Put his disappointment from M3 behind him, but you can see he's just still has the ghost of M3 on his face as we watch Stasha thumb on that hold, thumb scrag to a thumb scrag, double thumb scrag. What a competition this has been so far. A lot of tops. You can argue that perhaps it was too easy, but it has been entertaining for sure as Stasha, she easily comes into the zone, pops that left foot up, bumps her knee in, big pinch with the right hand. One move to go for her, she pops up, squeezing the life out of that crib, yeah, waves to the crowd. She's an athlete who loves some interaction. So if you're at home watching this, please scream really loudly your screen. I promise you the athletes can hear it. I can hear it. I'm just imagining everyone at home now just yelling at a monitor, which I hope is happening. Replay of Sasha here as he bumps up with the right hand. Seen a few athletes struggling on that with that big locked-in heel as he easily matches. Jarne Kruder goes up. Matches. Hopefully we can see his face. You'll see, we didn't. Sasha crimping the life out of it, as I said. Looks down, look at that face. Yes, the crowd. See, that's for you at home, guys. She's talking about you. Final athlete on the wall with 2 minutes to go is Alexandra Kaluchka. That's the towel I was chatting about earlier. Just use to sort the feet out, make sure there's no chalk or dust or dirt on your feet before you get going. You don't want a foot bump.
Друзья, это восхитительно смотреть, как борются спортсмены, как сражаются с этими зацепками, с весом, с силой притяжения. Давай, давай!
Someone's just said in the live chat their cat is very surprised by the sudden screaming. Excellent. Apologies to pets around the world if your owner is screaming at a weird monitor. People are asking about semi-finals. Yeah, there's no semi-finals for this combined format. It goes straight from qualification to finals. Although you can sort of use the earlier in the week as your semi-finals or as the qualification. You can see this as a semi-finals almost. 56 seconds to go. Alexandra Kaluchka, what can she do with her final boulder of the day? We heard from Molly. You can't leave anything behind you. A lot of athletes topping out all the routes. Tops are vital in this qualification round.
Пытается пробить эту стену. Поддержим Александра Калюшка, Польша.
I apologize. I think I've started I think I have started something terrible with this screaming at the screen. Someone's just saying they've woken up their entire family. That's our leaderboard. Hannah Moyle in joint first place with Eliska Adamskova, followed by Ayla Karim. For a long time, she was at the top. Molly Thompson-Smith in fourth. Meanwhile, for the men, solid tops all the way down to Angers there. Only separated by attempts to top. And you can see the top two, Alex Kazanov and Will Bosi, separated by nothing. Absolutely nothing in it. You don't often see that. Going to be interesting to see how the organisers sort that one out. I will get all the updates on that for you. Nicolas Collin. He moves on to M3. Less climbers on the wall now, of course, as we've come through our list of 20. That is ridiculous from him as he swings around 180 to face the audience up to the sloper. Pops out left. If you watched him the other day, he was powering his way out the lead route as well. Makes Boulder 3 look a walk in the park. It's about 5B the way he just did that. Victoria Meshkova on M3 for her. Chloe Collier is next to her, just off screen.
Ну, что называется, как бы, его трасса, его стиль.
Check out that comment from the IFSC. A few issues on the website. Speed results are available on the link, as you can see it. Nice little update for you there. Victoria Meshkova just starting to struggle on these tops.
Можно разбирать, да, на смартфоне, на звонок, на сообщение, возгласы ведущих.
Sergei Ludzhetsky, he blows the hold, brushes it, getting it ready for his next attempt. 3 minutes on the clock. Chloe Collier, she's also brushing the holds out on my left. As we stick with Sergei, as he moves up M4 into this undercling move here, just sorting his feet out, left catch. Chloe takes her time. Chloe Collier from Belgium. Been climbing wonderfully all week. As we see Sergei there, nearing the top of M4.
Решил по классике. Отработал отлично Сергей Лужецкий. Вот довольно результатом, всегда приятно, когда улыбаются спортсмены. Давай, 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 держи!
Victoria gets her top done. Will it be enough though? Chloe, will she use the knee bark? She does. Rolling up a trouser leg just to make more purchase for that knee bar. Now, we were chatting about that move earlier, that you have to be tall to do it. Chloe, obviously the right height or the right ape index to make that one work. Certainly easier than jumping up. We haven't seen many athletes attempt that method. She rolls back down the trouser leg. Trousers, leggings, tights, I don't know. Whatever, she rolled them up. And then we can see the top. Fingertips on that, that does count. You have to touch them, 2 hands, you have to control it. People are saying cheeky on the live stream, yeah, very clever. We almost saw a few people doing it, as that's the scoreboard. 2 joint leaders. Followed by Chloe Collier as she finished her round. And that's the men. Again, 2 joint leaders, Alex Kazanov, Will Bosi. Remember, these scores are added. So if you came first in the speed and you came 10th in the bouldering, you'd have a score of 10. And it's times with your position on the lead as well. Top 8 scores will go through into tomorrow's final. Tomorrow. Beginning of this week, it seemed endless, and now we're in the last couple of days of this competition. Time has flown. And you guys have made that part of that by joining in, watching, cheering people on, saying hello. Do get involved. More people watching, the more our sport gets seen by other people. Okay, here we go. Another round, 5 minutes on the clock. Sasha Lehmann runs out. Stasha runs out on the left. As the athletes get less, we get to focus more on them as Stasha. She brushes her holds, getting ready for this competition. Same with Sasha. Sasha and Stasha. Oh my goodness, that could go wrong, couldn't it? I was doing tongue twisters to warm up this morning. I'm going to need them now as Stasha and Sasha enter the stage. Stasha throws down her mat, taking her time on this. She'll be looking for a flash. She knows how close things are at the top. Sasha up with the left hand. Sasha stumbles backwards there. Well, Stasha, how will she do this? Will she use this big reach up method? Looks like she's aiming for it. She's tall, easy for her. Yeah, that seems to be the way if you can reach it. Top action from Stasha as she goes off. Sasha Lehmann alone on stage. All eyes in this stadium focusing on him as he focuses in on M4. Absolute banger coming on in the background as a tune. Just me? I love this. Psych music for him as he starts up with 3 minutes left on the clock. Big left pinch for Sasha Lehmann of Switzerland. Double coordination jump as he fights for friction. 2 holds to go. Takes a moment to chalk up. High left foot. Easy top for Sasha. 2.5 minutes to go. Does a little one armor just to celebrate.
Друзья, осталось по одному спортсмену. Но забегать...
Going to see some replays of Stasha now. She makes this stretch up look so easy, didn't she? Cracking in that knee bar, and you can see just bumping that left foot up to get the reach, but Chloe just got fingertips to it. Stasha was tall enough to get a full hand over the top. All right, if you're watching from home and you need a rest, you've got 2 minutes, 1 minute 50 in fact on the clock. Go to the toilet now, quick, run, you won't miss anything. Do some work if you really have to, but I mean, you know, some things are more important. IFSC European Championships, far more important. That's our stadium and that is the results. 3 athletes leading the way. Nothing to separate them. I'm not going to chat about how they're separated. I'm going to make sure I check with the technical delegates for that, but it does get complicated at this point.
На Boulder только в финальном раунде были 4 трассы, а 3. Ну а все остальные виды, в принципе, похожи на сегодняшнюю квалификацию. Там, собственно, ничего не изменится.
У нас у мужчин 2 первых места. Два спортсмена вылетели флешем все 4 трассы. Нам подсказывают, что 8 участников выходит в финал, а не 6. Ну что ж, друзья, Виктория Мешкова, трасса номер 4. И Николас Полер, Бельгия, трасса номер 4 мужчин.
So we are minutes away from finishing this men's qualification. Ger says, Matt, it's been great waking up with you the last couple of days. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. Victoria, as she comes up on women's 4, is she going to use this clever knee bar beater we've been saying? She matches in. There's the knee bar. Can she stretch up? She's going to use that right hand, which means she's going to have to do a little pop. Comes up with the left this time, holds the swing, matches. Different methods, same result as a top for her and a flash for her. There's Nicolas Collin. He goes up. Good work.
Ну что ж, друзья, завершена квалификация в дисциплине Boulder на чемпионате Европы по скалолазанию в многоборье.
Так, сейчас уже совершенно точно можно озвучить результаты. И мы видим табличку по итогам двух видов. Сейчас нам ее...
We see Victoria come up. That is our final athletes out. Will Bosi just walk past with a delighted smile on his face. It's so good to see all these athletes walking around the stadium after they've competed. There we go, guys. We're going to see some replays in a minute. Did you enjoy that bouldering quarterfinals? I know I did. Perhaps Boulder's a little too easy for these guys, but it did mean that we got to see a whole load of sends. I enjoyed it. Someone's saying that's quick. Yeah, it was quick 2 hours, wasn't it? Crack through. That's our leaderboard. Stasha. Currently provisionally on top. That is our leaderboard coming into the lead finals. Remember, top 8 athletes will progress. A lot to play for in the lead this evening. We have a bit of a break now, guys. I know it was a quick one between the speed and the bouldering, but it is a longer break now. Check out the live stream as we look at our leaderboard currently coming into the lead competition. That's the scores times together, their positions times together with the points. As all the athletes start doing their calculations for where they need to come in the lead. Well, Bosi currently leading the way. Things separated by the point because of that joint lead for the bouldering. A lot of people back home in the live stream getting psyched by that, about to head off to training. Good. I'm glad you've been psyched up by that. So that's our leaderboard coming into tonight's lead final. All to play for. Who are going to be our top 8 athletes? That board is going to go up and down. Remember, this is the qualification event for the final, so we're going to watch this all again tomorrow. But those Olympic tickets are going to be given away. That's your provisional leaderboard at the moment. Remember, 1 round to go. We've done speed, we've done bouldering. It's all about the lead now. Right, I'm going to get some lunch. You should too. We'll check back in with you later this evening for more of these qualifying highlights. Set a reminder, the times are on the IFSC website. And thank you to the IFSC for this stream and Moscow, of course. Have a good one, guys.